What can you do in an hour and a half? You could listen to the Beatles' White Album, watch Zombieland,
gotta enjoy the little things.
Or you could play the longest map in professional Rainbow Six Siege history in front of thousands at the World Championship.
And keep in mind, in a 4v1, they are the best team that has ever played Rainbow Six.
That's what happened when G2 Esports and Team Empire clashed in Montreal in 2019 for the world title. And while only one team could win, both contributed to esports history for pushing the limits of professional Siege.
The longest match in Rainbow Six Pro League and Major history.
G2 Esports roster had roots dating back to the start of professional Siege. They were the self-proclaimed villains of Rainbow Six, walking the walk as an esports organization and winning nearly every event the team played in. And Team Empire was a different story. Just 100 days before the historic matchup, Team Empire was still in Rainbow Six's Challenger League, a smaller circuit where the first place winner would be invited to the next major.
Ladies and gentlemen, Empire have taken it. Congratulations, they make it into Pro League.
They got the win, and that DreamHack major was where G2 and Team Empire had first collided, resulting in a semi-final loss for Team Empire. But before these two could run a gauntlet on the map Coastline, Ubisoft added one key ingredient to spice up the tournament.
Kanto, nothing. Flawless round for Empire.
A Siege map is played as a best of 7, but if both teams reach 6-6, the game goes into infinite overtime, with one team needing 2 rounds in a row in order to win. So if teams keep trading rounds, the game never ends. Other games have infinite overtime as well. The quirk is combining infinite overtime with how long the game is. The map, as mentioned, was Coastline, and at the time was seen more as a rare attacker-sided map. It allowed more versatility and options for attackers to pressure the defenders. And because of how cramped the map was on the inside, it makes things much more difficult to lock down. One common strategy for attackers was to go on top of the roof and wait. Then hallways and the most pivotal rotation options were exposing completely from the top, allowing many to get sniped out or deny someone on the defense from roaming around the map to sneak up to the attackers. And so, not only were the players playing slowly, but they were also well matched against one another. It was neck and neck.
At 2 apiece.
Every single round Team Empire would win on the defense, G2 would immediately clap back with a round win of their own, all the way up until overtime.
Go in, it doesn't go off. Shepard gets moved to the side, and G2 will force us to overtime.
A close Siege map is already a long affair, clocking in at around 35 to 40 minutes. For a long game like Siege, overtime should be nearing the end. But remember, we have infinite overtime at the World Championships.
And able to accomplish anything as the Vigil. There were 4 anchors in that round for Empire, and, well, they all just get picked apart one after another.
Nearly 1 hour into the game, G2 takes the leading slot over Team Empire in the first map. All G2 needs to do is win one more round, or they reset back in overtime.
Coming into an engagement there with Fabian. He's going to keep opening up holes, but Fabian getting shot from above, and he'll get finished off by the nade. Falsely predicted that Fabian would punish Empire for that control, and it's going to get even worse for G2.
There's Kanto, but he loses it to Karzaka. Scyther is there. Empire equalizes. How does that even happen? Where do they come from?
Empire then ties it up flawlessly, not having a single teammate to go down. The round is 7-7, already much longer than your normal ranked game.
Right now, and it's going to be on the northeast corner. Nobody will be punished except for Joystick.
At round 15, Joystick runs out early and dies. This 4v5 turns into a 3v5, and so on until G2 take the lead back.
We're here for Karzaka, and he goes for the follow-up, and no! Kenter Aketi, what a round!
Round 16, Michael, are we about to cast the longest Siege match by round count that we've done here?
And just when it seemed like the battle would never end. 22 rounds in 94 minutes, the longest map in professional Rainbow Six history, was won by G2.
He loses a bit of HP, but he's traded off, and there you finally have it! It might have taken 22 rounds!
We wish we could say something optimistic about Team Empire after this, but they folded after the first map. G2 tore through the rest of the match, securing the championship in convincing fashion.
World champions!
Still, Team Empire was a Cinderella story of sorts. They clawed their way from the minor scene to fight what many consider to be the best team ever in Rainbow Six, all while playing through a grueling 22 rounds.
The longest match in Rainbow Six Pro League and Major history.